God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Why couldn't the Christmas caroler get inside his house?
Oh no.
He could never find the keys.
Oh help! The end has come.
Why did the little girl sit on her father's shoulders to go caroling?
Please stop.
So that she could reach all the high notes.
It's unbearable. I don't know how many more Christmases I can endure. Listen to your awful jokes.
But that's the beauty of them. They're so horribly awful. They're brilliant.
The puns. Tim, you're thinking of puns. These aren't punny, they're just awful.
I could do punny. The 3 wise men brought Jesus gold and frankincense and said, "But wait, there's more."
Have you ever thought about perhaps not telling jokes at all? There's no limit to how not funny you are.
Oh, come on. That was brilliant. My sense of humour is fantastic. Full stop. Besides, what would Christmas be without my outstanding humour to enlighten the Grinch effect that seems to descend upon you year upon year?
I'm not going to respond to the fact that your humour is anything above awful. But the Grinch effect? What on earth is that?
Well, it's a name I've given it anyway. It's the people who dislike aspects of Christmas or even hate Christmas altogether. I hear way too many complaints of people complaining that Christmas is too expensive, too much work, over-commercialised. It's no fun to hear about, so I've labelled it the Grinch effect.
But Christmas is too expensive. It is too much work, and it is over-commercialised.
What are we arguing about? Can I join the winning team, please?
No one's winning because it's not an argument.
Agreed. It's just him being wrong.
I love these kinds of discussions.
Hey. Anyway, as I was saying, not everyone's Christmas is all fruitcake and candy canes, and some people just don't get that. I can't help but notice that not everyone has the freedom to be happy and enjoy Christmas like you do. Lots of people definitely experience hardship at Christmas time for a variety of reasons.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive the King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing.
I guess for me, this happiness you're going about, it just feels so superficial.
That's not the way I view Christmas. For me, Christmas is a reward after the trials of exams.
Tim, they're not exams. They're tests, okay?
The lack of sleep, the lack of brains, the lack of time management skills. Anyway, I guess for me, Christmas is just a time to relax, laugh, and enjoy God's celebration. I mean, Jesus dies only 4 months after he's born. That's the time to be sad.
I'm sorry? Who dies when?
Jesus, you know, the amazing Son of God. The white guy with the beard who walks on wine and turns stuff into water.
There are so many things wrong with that statement.
I can't even begin.
Must mean the after effect of all those exams.
They always seemed sketchy to me, but I never saw the effects quite this badly, though.
I mean, who ties his shoes for him?
Hey, was it something I said?
Oh, Tim, you biscuit. Firstly, Jesus was born in the Middle East, so he wasn't white. Secondly, Jesus walked on water, not wine, and turned water into wine. Thirdly, and most importantly, Jesus was in his 30s when he died. We just remember his death 4 months later at Easter time.
Isn't that what I said?
I think he's getting worse.
Never mind, Tim. We can teach you more about Jesus when you've recovered from your test. I know you love Christmas, but to be fair to Daniel, what do you dislike about it? Careful there. Now don't overthink it. There must be something.
I've got it! That moment where all the presents are gone and all the food is gone, you feel a little sick because you ate way too much. And then it strikes you. You'll have to wait another 365 days for this day to come again.
That's it? Nothing else annoys you? I mean, after an entire 2 months of caroling, I'm just about ready to murder a reindeer.
Wash your mouth out with soap!
Sarah, you can't talk about murder in church. People can hear you.
It's not that I'm worried about. She's listening to carols in November. The horror.
That's what concerns you?
Christmas carols should only be played in December.
Tim, I work at the warehouse. Halloween decorations go down, Christmas goes up, and carols are on. I have no choice.
There, I found something else I dislike about Christmas. That's just... I don't have the words.
So, Tim, if you ruled the world, the prisons would be filled with the thieves, the murderers, and people who play carols in November?
Sounds about right.
Ugh. Well, I have to go. Mum wants to do some last-minute shopping for a ladies' group. Bye.
Yeah, I guess, everyone seems to be heading off. Guess I'll go too. Think about what you said, though. Guess it's hard for me to fathom how anybody can possibly not have my viewpoint of Christmas. Yeah, I'll think about it, though.
Okay.
See you next week.
See ya.
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Only a hippopotamus will do. Don't want a dog.
Goodness.
So dinky tinker toy.
Doesn't that song bring back memories? Oh, right. Now, what were we doing? Oh, right. Back to the to-do list. Now, Uncle Matthew and little Caroline arrive this Saturday, so I need sheets on the spare bed and towels in the bathroom. On Christmas Day, the Smiths are joining us, along with Darren and Sienna from across the road. Oh, that reminds me, I need to check the fridge.
Who?
Darren and Sienna, the lovely couple from across the street, just moved here from Portugal. I've been talking to them for weeks. Oh, anyway, Sienna and I recently had coffee, and did you know that it's just them here? They've got no family. They're so lovely, though.
Wow. Hey, Mum.
Yes, Sarah, if you come over here and help me, Christmas isn't going to organise itself, you know. Did I remember to ask Ben to get cranberry sauce from the supermarket? Oh, no. Can you believe that the Robinsons actually gave us a turkey for Christmas? Oh, should I have invited them as well? Oh, goodness. Oh, no, and I forgot to tell Mrs. Smith to have the girls bring their togs so that we can put the sprinkler on.
Mum.
Why do I have banana puree in the fridge?
Mum.
Sarah, inside voice, please. Grandfather would think you were raised in a barn. Anyway, you're clearly hanging around like a bad smell for a reason. What is it, honey?
Sorry, Mum, but you weren't listening to me. I wanted to ask you something relating to church.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find the Christmas season stressful? Like this is a lot of work for just one day?
Well, it is certainly a lot of work and stressful when certain children of mine don't do their chores or clean their room like they've been asked to.
Blame Ben. I finished my half. Why do we have to share a room? Can't Uncle Matty just share with Ben? I'm sure Caroline could have a cot in my room. Better than looking at Ben's face.
Oh, Sarah. But seriously, Auntie Beth's only been gone 3 months. I don't think Uncle Matt's ready to be separated from his daughter just yet.
Sorry, Mum. Anyway, back to our earlier conversation. Is there anything you actually dislike about Christmas?
Honestly, I dislike how exclusive it is. Family only. What if you've got no family left? What if your family's in a different country? Or worse, what if a family gathering isn't a happy gathering?
So that's why you keep on inviting the neighbours. Like that couple across the street. And anyone else you meet.
Well, I didn't realise that love was exclusive. I mean, it's not like Jesus' birth was family only.
I feel like my brain is melting. You were so right.
The supermarkets are insane. All of New Zealand has decided to gather in the meat aisle between the ham and the chicken sections. I got what I could, though.
Wonderful, excellent. Thank you, Ben. Right, can you please put the vegetables in the fridge? I'll take what I need to the freezer. Oh, and did I tell you, Darren and Sienna from across the street are coming for Christmas?
You let her invite the new people? Aren't they a little weird? Why is our Christmas filled with strangers? Sarah, are you even listening to me? Our Christmas is being taken over. Yes, Mum, cranberries and bag too.
Thank you. Jesus invited sheep?
Yes, well, I can see why. They go perfectly with mint sauce. Oh, and rosemary.
No, Ben, that's not what I meant. I was just talking with Mum. Jesus' birth wasn't exclusive to family only. She invited shepherds, wise men, an entire host of angels, and a barnyard full of animals. It wasn't exclusive. So Mum doesn't think our Christmas should be either.
Okay. So, who are the neighbours in this metaphor? Please, tell me they're the animals.
Ben, be nice. I kind of get it though.
Yeah, not everyone has family. So I guess I get the idea.
So no longer worried about your Christmas being taken over by strangers?
Ben, did you really say that?
What? Sometimes that's how it feels.
So that's the thing you dislike the most about Christmas?
Well, that. Carols. Maybe Santa.
Santa? What?
Well, Santa's always played by someone's dad, right? They'd dress up after dinner, hand out presents. Except we never really had a dad to do that. So we'd just stand there, awkwardly handing out gifts. I don't know. It's the little things that annoy me, I guess.
Oh, Ben, you are so odd.
Why are you asking anyway?
Yeah, Sarah, why are you focusing on the negative?
Well, it's just something Daniel was saying at church today. He always sees the negative side of Christmas more than the positive. He says it's more realistic. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Do you remember me? I sat upon your knee. I wrote to you with childhood fantasies. Well, I'm all grown up now, but still need help somehow. a child, but still my heart can dream. So here's my lifelong wish, my grown-up Christmas list. Not for myself, but for a world in need. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal our hearts, and everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. As children we believed the grandest sight to see was something lovely wrapped beneath our tree. But heaven only knows the packages and bows can never heal a hurting human soul. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal our hearts, and everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. Oh, this is my grown-up Christmas list. What is this illusion called? The innocence of youth. Maybe only in our blind belief can we ever find the truth. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal our hearts, and everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. This is my only lifelong wish. This is my grown-up Christmas list.
Right, well, now that you have the answers to your questions, could you please set to the table, and could you actually put the vegetables in the fridge like I asked?
Oh, hi Tim, how was church?
Yeah, church was fantastic. I learned so much. Did you know that Jesus was born in the Middle East? I always thought he was from Cape Town. And did you know that Jesus was in his 30s when he died? Not 4 months old?
Well, oh my goodness, Tim, what are you talking about? Actually, I did know that. Why do you think I wouldn't know that? I'm not that old. Don't they teach you anything at that Sunday school like Bible history? What do they call that place now? Food?
Focus, Omar.
Oh,
It's
Focus,
called
that's right.
Focus. Yeah, I always was a little fuzzy on the details. Like, remember how I didn't realise you could just buy a TV? I thought you had to pay weekly, but when I learned that you could just walk into the shop and walk out with the TV under your arm, I was flabbergasted. Also, what annoys you about Christmas?
Oh. Sweetheart, some people are very fortunate and they're able to do that. Why are you so interested to know what annoys me about Christmas?
Well, it's what Sarah and Daniel were talking about. They were saying that they didn't like Christmas, and I just don't understand. How can people not love Christmas? There's always presents and family and food. It's the best time ever. I love the weeks leading up to Christmas because Oma always gives me some money and I get to find the perfect gift for you two. And Oma, your Christmas cake is famous.
Not as good as Matthew Milburn's.
And I remember building huge Lego skyscrapers with my cousins on Christmas Day. I just don't understand. It's the best time ever.
Tim, what would happen if you didn't get any presents? What would happen if we couldn't afford to buy any food? What happens if you don't even have a family?
Oma, why can't some people afford to buy presents and food?
Well, Tim, some people have had to journey through some pretty horrible stuff in their lives, and they simply don't have enough money to buy presents and food for their families. Some people have no family at all, and sometimes members of their family have passed away. Sometimes they've disappeared completely. Not everyone has people to love you like your Orpa and I love you, Tim.
Right, like my mum and dad left me.
Oh, Tim. Your parents weren't well enough to look after you. We've talked about this before. And there's many people like you, Tim, who don't have family around. Some people don't have any family at all.
There is peace in Christ when we learn of Him. Feel the love He felt for us when He bore our sins. Listen to His word.
That doesn't sound like fun. That sounds very lonely, Oma. If you don't have any money or family, Christmas could be a reminder of that. But wait, doesn't the Bible say that those who are followers of him are all part of one big family?
You're right, Dee, but more importantly, how are you going to apply that this Christmas?
Well, it means that we should be aiming to show God's love through all sorts of ways, inviting them to church, buying them gifts too. Yeah, we should especially try to do this at Christmas time because it's super happy. We can cry together at Easter, but Christmas is the time to show God's love.
I think you're on the right track there, Tim, but I have one question for you to think about. What part of Christmas compels you to show God's love, and how are you going to do that?
Oh, hello, my grandson.
Hi, Opa. How was work?
Oh, really busy. How's church today? Learn anything interesting?
Yeah, I was just telling Oma. Church is fantastic. I learned so much. Did you know that Jesus was born in the Middle East? I always thought he was from Cape Town. Anyway, what annoys you about Christmas?
I get annoyed in a rush. At my age, I want to sit back and savour life. Like a mature cheese. I dislike all this drama and rush.
Well, why do you read the newspaper if you dislike it?
Oh, Keith says he doesn't like drama, but you see what he watches on that TV. Every time he turns it on, I think I need to go and make popcorn.
Hey, not my monkeys, not my circus, but definitely my entertainment. If I think about it, though, I dislike going to these malls and supermarkets in December. Everybody's rushing and busy, and nobody seems to have time for anybody else. You know, we get to Christmas Day, and we've been so busy. It seems like we're too tired to appreciate the company we're with. And then it's like we shove presents in each other's faces to make up for it. No. I'd rather we focused on the love than on the rush and urgency we feel.
I suppose the season does seem to disappear quickly.
So what about my question earlier, Tim? What about what we talked about today? What do you think you could do to get our focus right this Christmas?
I don't know. Can I get back to you with some ideas?
Is that like this Christmas or next? Well, it's nearly lunchtime. Now, if you'd like to take out this compost, please, and I'll get the rest of lunch ready.
Sure.
Thank you.
Oi, my. How's work? Yeah, church was good. Tim was being funny and Sarah and I had a few laughs. No, we weren't being mean. He just often gets his details confused. And it's so funny. No, mate, you can't call boys sweet. That's not cool. No, mate. Yeah, okay, you are the boss. Okay, I'll phone Pi. Ciao. Oi, Pi. How's work? Mum asked me to call you and ask if you're going to be late tonight and if you wanted dinner kept for you. Yeah, I had a good day. Mum said Tim was a sweet boy, and I told her that boys aren't sweet. She started ranting on at me about how our culture tells us what men can and can't be. Pi, you can't laugh. If I can't laugh, you definitely can't. Think of the example you're setting. Anyway, I'm going to look at some stuff before I have to do the chores Mum left me. Okay, I'll save you dinner. Ciao.
darkness, I will calm your fear. There's a light in the hallway, so you know I'm here. So count your blessings every day. It makes the monsters go away, and everything will be okay. You are not alone. You are right at home. Good night. Good night. You won't need me forever, but I'll still be here. For we all have our nightmares, even me, my dear. From now on, if you need me, you can sing this song. There's a light in the hallway, burning all night long. So count your blessings every day. It makes the monsters go away, and everything will be okay. You are not alone. You are right at home. Good night. Good night. Good
So, I was talking to my Oma and Opa about the stuff you're talking about, and I now understand how Christmas is or won't be a great time for everyone. And now it's your turn. What do you dislike about Christmas?
You know, I think it's being alone. Mai and Pai have to work a lot just to keep the power on. So I spend a lot of time by myself. I mean, I've got you guys next door if I ever need anything, but hey, it's not that fun when everyone else is busy.
Yeah, Oma and Opa sent me over to ask if you wanted to come for dinner. We could send the leftovers for our parents when they come home.
Depends. What's for dinner?
Oma's lasagna. I think it's God's 11th commandment. Thou shalt not refuse Oma's lasagna. P.S. Why would you want to?
Tim, I don't think the tablets with the 10 commandments on them had room for an 11th and a PS on the bottom.
Oh yeah, I read this thing online the other day that said technically Moses was the first person downloading data onto his tablet from the cloud.
Daniel! Tim!
Oh, remind me when we get to your place to call my parents to tell them where I am.
What Christmas carol was sung in the desert?
You know, I think we've been over this.
O camel, ye faithful.
You know what I find amazing?
We still have our sanity?
Wait, what sanity? Anyway, as I was trying to say, Tim manages to find new puns every single week. Every single year. Now that's dedication.
To be fair, I do spend a lot of time online, though I researched about Jesus' birth for a chunk of time after talking to you guys.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine being in Mary's position.
Don't worry, I heard they were in a stable condition.
How long were you waiting to use that one?
Oh, I've had that one on standby for a few weeks.
Speaking of last week, I was talking to Mum and Ben about the issues with the Christmas season.
Yeah, I've also given it some thought. What about you, Jim?
Yeah, Oma Open and I talked about Christmas, and now I understand how Christmas is or won't be a great time for everyone. I guess for me, I've spent ages trying to focus on the positive, but yeah, Oma reminded me that my first Christmas moving in with them was actually really hard.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was a while ago, wasn't it? I remember when Dad died. It was really difficult for me and Mum to organise big celebrations. So I can understand being alone or missing loved ones. I guess I've spent time seeing Christmas from your point of view, Daniel.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys thinking of Christmas for those of us that can't find happiness in it. But I thought it was only fair to do the same, but from the opposite viewpoint.
Yo, so I can give you some of my jokes and puns?
I think there's only so much awful we can inflict on the world. But as I was saying, most of my frustration at Christmas time stems from the fact that my empire are always working. They have to make enough for us to eat and pay the bills. So, yeah, since we moved here from Portugal, we don't have anyone but ourselves at Christmas time. And my work's in the morning and Pi in the afternoon.
Do they ever get the holidays off? That's really difficult. I'm sorry to hear that. I know the holidays are really important for my mum. She always asks for the day off.
Yeah, not everyone gets the luxury of asking or receiving that. I guess me, I just get really sick and tired of being alone on Christmas Day. And it's not like I have my grandparents or cousins around to distract me.
I've got it! Jesus invited sheep.
What? Sarah, I thought I was supposed to get the details wrong.
No. Hold on. Let me get this out. Let's look at the nativity scene for a second. When we think of God's gift to mankind, what do we see?
Jesus lying in a manger, donkey, many sheep.
That star that led the wise men to the manger? What are you looking for in particular?
I'm doing a terrible job of explaining this. Right. What if I told you it's a love story?
It's a divine story. Definitely not your typical rom-com.
Nope, not seeing it. Explain.
Well, God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, right? Yeah. The entire story is soaked in God's love. Mary must have felt deeply loved by being given the honour of carrying the Saviour of the world. Then God protects her for being pregnant outside of marriage. God sent an angel to see Joseph, and later on shepherds. He answers every prophecy, every single one. He gives us words of encouragement through those prophecies. He gives us Jesus. Most importantly, everyone from the lowly shepherds to wise men were welcome to visit baby Jesus. It's one of the most important moments in history, and yet it's shared with the local barn animals, and yet we still celebrate it today. God took the time to make sure Jesus was shared with everyone. So why do we celebrate Christmas in our little family homes, leaving those who have no one around to feel lonely? You know, I really think we should be changing the way we think and act at Christmas time.
That's a cool point. I think when I get old enough to have my own Christmas, that's something I could do. Make sure everyone has someone to celebrate Jesus' birth with. I mean, if it's a celebration, then I think we need to make sure everyone's involved.
Well, why are you waiting until we get old?
What do you mean?
I'm sure there's a verse in the Bible that says that we shouldn't not do stuff just because we're young. I think the book had the same name as me.
Oh yeah, That verse in Timothy 4 verse 12. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example in speech, conduct, love, faith, and purity. You're right, Tim. If Jesus' birth is a love story, what does that mean for us going forward? What does sharing God's celebration even look like? Give me a minute. I need to ring Mum.
A single thread in a tapestry, though its color brightly shines, can never see its purpose in the pattern of the grand design. And the stone that sits on the very top of the mountain's mighty face, does it think it's more important than the stones that form the base? So how can you see what your life is worth or where your value lies? You can never see through the eyes of man. You must look at your life through heaven's eyes. A lake of gold in the desert sand is less than a cool, fresh spring, and to one lost sheep a shepherd boy is greater than the richest king. If a man lose everything he owns, has he truly lost his worth? Or is it the beginning of a new and brighter birth? So how can you measure the worth of a man in wealth or strength or size, in how much he gained or how much he gave? The answer will come to him who tries to look at his life through heaven's eyes. And that's why we share all we have with you, though there's little to be found. When all you've got is nothing, there's a lot to go around. No life can escape being blown about by the winds of change and chance. And though you'll never know all the steps, you must learn to join the dance. You must learn to join the dance. Judge the worth of a man by what he builds or buys. You can never see through your eyes on earth. Look through heaven's eyes. Look at your life. Look at your life. Look at your life through heaven's eyes.
Sarah, you're a legend. Hit the nail right on the head. Christmas is more than just family. It's about sharing the love of the Lord with the world and showing the world what a family under Christ looks like.
I personally really appreciate that nothing is missing. Jesus is very real and present here, but you've also got a Christmas tree and presents.
Well, I don't think giving gifts is a chore. It's something that I love to do. I love spending the time trying to select the perfect present for everyone, no matter how small. It's important to me. I can afford for these little gifts out of my pocket money. Gift giving is one of my love languages, and I get so excited to show love in this way.
Yeah, my parents were saying they were worried about affording gifts this Christmas. So I suggested an alternative. I said we could gift other things. I washed my parents' cars for Christmas and made Mum a lemon meringue pie. Mum's going to take time off in February to come on my school camp. And Dad's going to build a tree hut with me in the backyard. Spending time with my parents is a great gift for me. I really appreciate your ideas, Sarah. They're brilliant.
I personally have really appreciated delving deeper into Christmas. I mean, I love the music and the bad puns and the jokes of it all. But what I have actually gotten the most out of is seeing the happiness through the hardship. Like, so satisfying to see how here we are, all happy, despite the fact my parents can't be here, despite the fact that some of our loved ones have passed away, despite the fact that some of our family is in another country, and despite the change. Yeah, it's just so satisfying to see how here we are, appreciating what the Lord has done.
Well, here's to a good Christmas and a changing Christmas culture.
Cheers! Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Merry.
Merry who?
Merry Christmas!
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies with angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark, the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Hark, the herald angels sing, hark the herald, hark the herald, hark the herald angels sing. Oh, hark the herald, hark the herald, hark the herald angels.
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Sing it with me now.
Peace on earth,
In mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled.
and let us celebrate the joyful, all ye nations rise. Join the triumph of the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is Lord in Bethlehem. Hark, the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Hark the herald, hark the herald, hark the herald angels sing. Oh, hark the herald, hark the herald, hark the herald angels. Oh,
Hark the herald angels sing,
hark the herald angels sing,
glory to the newborn King.
glory to the newborn King.
Jesus was born in a manger lay.
Jesus was born in a manger lay.
The Son of God is here today.
With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark, the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Hark the herald, hark the herald, hark the herald angels sing. Oh, hark the herald,
Angels sing,
the herald,
angels sing,
angels sing. Oh, hark the herald,
hark the herald angels sing. Jesus is born in a
Jesus, Jesus, he was born.
A group of pranksters broke into a department store one night, and instead of stealing stuff, they thought they'd play a practical joke. And they moved around the store and they changed the price tags on all the products. So come the next day, you could buy a diamond ring for $5, or a pair of socks now cost $500. You could, an umbrella might cost something like $600, and an expensive fur coat for $2. Wouldn't you like to do Christmas shopping in a place like that? You can't help wondering whether something similar has actually happened in our Christmas culture in the West. We put so much value, so much importance, so much stress on things which are really quite cheap and incidental. And the really precious, most expensive, the important part of the story is treated so cheaply or forgotten altogether. So what then is the real Christmas culture? I mean, it's got to be more than just, turkey and tinsel, or, food and fighting in the family, or singing those Christmas carols in really high keys that you can't really get your head around, and overeating. Now, the story is simple. The story of Christmas is about love. The Bible says that God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believed in him would have the gift of eternal life. They wouldn't perish. That the message of Christmas is that God loves us, and that God entered his own creation, born into a really obscure part of the world, into an incredibly poor and insignificant family. And yet as he grew and as he taught and as he moved amongst us for 33 short years, not just 4 months, he changed the world. And he revealed what God is like and what he calls us into being. My favorite Christmas verse is a little statement that the Apostle Paul made in a letter he wrote to a young pastor friend of his called Timothy. He said, "Here is a trustworthy saying that deserves full acceptance. Christ Jesus came into the world to save sinners." And then he added a little postscript to that, which I think we can identify with. He said, "Of whom I'm the worst." Now, Christmas is a time to reconnect and a time to recalibrate. It's a time often when there's tension in a family that gets together and we don't normally get on very well. The best Christmas gift that we could give this year, that every single one of us can afford, would be to end a quarrel, to diffuse a tension in the family, to reconcile. But it's a time to recalibrate also our relationship with God, who loves us and gave everything for us. Allow God into your life to reshape your future and watch the wonderful thing that he does. Hey, we've had fun tonight presenting to you in a different, creative way the true Christmas culture, and our prayer would be that this Christmas would be simply the best that we have ever experienced. Hey, do you want to join me in saying thank you again to our incredible cast? We just really appreciate you guys. You've done a fantastic job.